She's 4 years late, but Sideshow's Rebel Terminator has entered the secret sanctuary. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sanctuary. Pull up a chair, pour a cold one, and listen to my tale of woe going back 5 years to December 2017, where this piece was first introduced during Sideshow Spooktacular of that year. I thought it looked cool right away, but I was focusing on superheroes. I did not pre-order, and then suddenly the X waitlisted. I can't remember how long it took, but once it waitlisted, I took another look, and I thought, man, it's a really cool piece. So I joined the wait list, and I was on the wait list for months and months and months. Nothing happened. And then November, December 2018, Sideshow released the out-of-box video. And they had a very bad sample that they used in the out-of-box video that showed, it's not even a seam, but a gap, an ugly gap between the portrait and where it keyed in, the upper chest area. And it scared a lot of people off. A lot of people canceled their orders, and my wait list became available because of that. But I watched that video. I did freeze frames of that video and focused in, and I didn't like the gap either. It really was unsightly. It really bothered me. So I let my wait list go. I canceled it and did not buy this statue. And I've regretted it ever since. I just think it's one of Sideshow's best premium formats ever. So a few months ago, when I started to change my strategy about collecting, I decided rather than just focusing on superheroes, because that caused me to miss out on some really cool pieces that were not superhero related, I decided not to do that anymore. If I like it, I'm going to go for it. So that's why I recently picked up the Red Sonja, Queen of Scavengers, which I reviewed not so long ago, and why I started looking for this one again. And it took months. This piece does not come up very often, and when it does, it's very expensive. There's two on eBay right now. One is for $1,800 and one is for $2,295. I didn't want to pay that. That seemed just too high. And so I waited it out. I posted on Facebook groups that I was looking for it. I mentioned it on statue forums several times. I had many people in the community very kindly looking out for one for me. And finally, I got a direct message from a guy on Facebook saying, hey, I've got one of these, and we worked out a deal, and I was able to pick it up for a reasonable price. I was a bit nervous because he had found it at a thrift store. So I kind of wonder who's the poor guy that owned this thing that either had to sell it or his girlfriend or wife brought it to the thrift store. I don't know what happened. But we worked out a good deal. I'm happy it's here. Let's take a look. All right, the first thing I want to mention, I talked about that gap. Well, when the statue actually shipped and people started posting pictures and videos, the gap wasn't there. That's where it was, right about there. And so they just had a bad sample on that out-of-box video. The actual production pieces that shipped out look fantastic. I mean, if you look, really high up, you can see the seam there, but it's not visible from a normal viewing angle. So luckily, that was not a problem. I think this piece has one of the most unique female portraits that we've seen from Sideshow. It doesn't look like any other portrait they've produced, and I think that's a real plus for this statue. This is the collector's edition. The X comes with an alternate portrait that does not have battle damage. This being Rebel Terminator, I wanted her, when I display it, to have every attribute of a Terminator. So if I can see a little bit of that exoskeleton skull in there, I'm going to want to see it. So I'm okay not having the exclusive and not having that undamaged portrait. This one works just fine for me. This is designed and sculpted, as far as I know, by the Kuchek brothers. And they did an awesome job on it. I think it has a lot more detail than we normally see from Sideshow. It's got this very cool base with 3 exoskeleton skulls, stepping on one of them. How cool is that? I love it. This was $560 for the collector's edition and $575 for the exclusive, which tells you, like I said, this was 5 years ago, tells you how Sideshow has really tried to keep their prices down while other statue makers are really raising their prices on quarter scales and all scales, actually. This was $575 5 years ago, and they're still keeping their quarter scale premium formats in the $575 to $650 range, which I think is just awesome. The paint on this is stellar. When you think about the difficulty of painting the skin, I think that's just so cool. It gives it a real feeling of reality. I mean, it looks really, really good. She's got these combat boots. Looks like a hunting knife on the side of one of them. All kinds of pouches. She's got a grenade there. Got a gun over here. And this extremely detailed cybernetic arm. Look at that. It would have been so easy to go cheap on that, and they didn't. There's lots of really, really nice detail. Her shirt looks fabric. This is a fully sculpted piece, but even from, not too far away, it looks fabric. And I think the tears with the skin showing from underneath helps with that. It helps it make it look like a fabric shirt. Just love the portrait. There's kind of there's a frailty to it. There's kind of almost a sadness to it. But obviously she's loaded to bear, so she's a very dangerous character. Let me show you the back. Actually, I'm going to show you the side first. I really like this side view. The way her hair flows, and you get a glimpse of that battle-damaged eye. And the army green pants. Just look at all that detail. Really, really nice. She carries 2 plasma rifles because, one ain't going to be enough. Hands look really good. Really impressive, especially considering, like I said, this is 5 years ago. She stands 19.5 inches tall, so it's pretty easy to find a spot for her in your display. Give you another side view here. I'm really excited to have her in my collection. I think that the last 2 statues, this one and the Red Sonja, are currently my favorite pieces, which is crazy. Only 1,000 of these out there. I feel like I'm in a special club, me and 999 other people. So cool. So the Kuchek brothers, in the item description on the Sideshow site, said they consider her to be an ally of the resistance, which I think is cool. Just a beautiful piece from head to toe. Okay, here's the art box. it's got a really nice image of the statue standing in front of an image of just the face. And I think this tells us something that I suspected. You can see that the eye is illuminated here. There's no light up feature on this statue. If there was, that would have been really cool. I kind of wish they had done that. I think it really would have been awesome. I can imagine turning the lights out in the sanctuary, just having that glowing red eye from behind her strands of hair. That would have looked really cool. So that's my only negative comment I can think of this statue is I wish they had a light up feature. I think it would have been really neat. So that's the front. It's a really nice designed art box. And just her weapon over her shoulder, plasma rifle. And Rebel Terminator on top. And I got number 104 out of 650 of the collector's edition. So obviously I do recommend this piece. If you want one, you're going to have to hunt a little bit, but I am living proof that it's possible to find one. Any statue is findable. If you have the time and you have the money and you have the patience, you can find just about any piece that's ever come out. So even though this came out 5 years ago, if you really like it, go for it. Find someone that's willing to part with theirs. Hopefully it won't come from a thrift shop. It made me nervous because when I opened it yesterday, you know, the guy that sold it to me, really nice guy, had a hard time finding a box because he didn't have the shipper. He didn't have the brown shipper. He had to find something. He finally found a box big enough at a U-Haul store. He packed it really well. Everything was good, except when I opened the styrofoam, there was no tissue paper, no plastic over each piece. It was just bare polystone against the styrofoam. I thought, oh my God. But everything was fine. Every strand of hair was okay. It's a miracle that this thing was in a thrift shop, I'm not sure how long ago, and now sits here, as far as I can tell, perfect. I'm very, very lucky. So if you want it, go for it. Find one, be relentless, mention it on the forums, mention it on Facebook that you're looking for one. We have a very, very kind community. People look out for each other. If they see a piece that they know you want, they'll tell you. It's really cool. It's one of the best things about this community, and it's totally worth looking for. So I want to salute the community, and I want to salute the community, salute the Kucharik brothers, who 5 years ago put out one hell of a piece. And it took my idiot brain this long to figure out that it had to be in the sanctuary. Thanks, guys. That's it. That's all I got for you today. I will be back in the near future, probably with the Queen Studios Winter Soldier Captain America. I think that's the next one. I can't say for sure. I have a 15% off coupon from Sideshow that expires in 5 days. So it's possible that I might buy an in-stock item if Nightcrawler ever comes into stock. I think the collector's edition is in stock now, but the exclusive is not. So there might be something before Winter Soldier, but I'm not sure. I hope you liked the video, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please comment. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you have her, and if you love her as much today as you did when you got her probably 4 years ago. And I'd love to hear from you. That's it. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.